Hello and welcome everybody, this is Aprillian. Thank you for watching this video about NBA 2K14 My Career Big Man. And as promised, my second season is coming up for my athletic power forward, this time playing for the Chicago Bulls, and my first match that I've actually played in my second season. The first match with the Chicago Bulls against Houston Rockets. Now while this is playing in the background, and it's gonna be a fine performance and a close match, just a few more thoughts about what I've been thinking lately and what I touched already on in the finals video, so like 2 videos ago, is to move around kind of with my power forward from season to season, to move around from team to team, wearing the number 33 or very close to 33, so like 31, 2, 3, 4 jersey, and kind of, just look at that play. Man, have you ever seen an alley-oop by Hakeem Olajuwon? So already quite spectacular in my very first match, and quite unexpected performances from my teammates. So what I've been thinking lately is that not only could I kind of move around teams wearing the number 33 jersey, but what I could do to kind of challenge myself and hopefully provide a bit of different play styles, well, as far as I can. And by the way, this was a between the legs pass from Butler, thank you very much. So what I can do is actually kind of you know, like a reincarnation of that particular player. What do I mean? My first season, of course, number 33 for the Miami Heat was with like in retrospect, you can say that it was kind of like a tribute to Alonzo Mourning, of course, the Ultimate Warrior, and my play was kind of similar to his, of course, for very different reasons, because he always fought hard for rebounds and offense, defense and everything, and I myself was fighting, and just look at that, fast break from, again, Butler. I really like this team already. So, and my own first season was, of course, kind of struggling to, or fighting to get into the starting lineup, starting role, and play against, well, undoubtedly better players than myself, because I'm a 64, or started out a 64 or 65 overall player. So, in a sense, the Ultimate Warrior was kind of revitalized or relived with my own player. So Alonzo Mourning spirit lived on, in short. Now in my second season, of course, number 33 for the Chicago Bulls was Scottie Pippen. So what I thought I could do this year is to kind of become like him, in a sense that my overall offense is quite alright at this point. I mean, super difficulty of scoring like 40 points, averaging a double-double, a lot of blocks as well. But what I can try to achieve, to honor the spirit of Scottie Pippen, is to improve my defense. Not only blocks, which I will, because I'm already quite a few matches ahead of this video in real life, so I can tell you that my blocks are there's nothing wrong with my blocks, but I can try like pickpocket or what's the other called, interceptor, maybe even lockdown defender, most probably lockdown defender type of play, and getting or purchasing this signature skill in honor of Scottie Pippen, because actually with a power forward I don't think that I can get I mean, my steal is like, and just look at that turnover, of course. Some bad things that, oh yes, and just look at that vertical on display from James Harden. It just keep going and going and going. 107 centimeters. That's like 50 inches. So that's the highest vertical I've ever seen in any movie or any video in the game. So nice one, James. So back to Scottie Pippen. So I thought maybe I could get like to be a really good all-around player, just like him, like trying to become Defensive Player of the Year, including lockdown defender. Because like I said, my offense is quite okay. At this point, I'm capped for speed and quickness. So what I need right now is to improve my defense to an elite level. And that would be my second season goal. As far as we will see how far it goes, but that's the plan. And then move on to another team. Now, which teams had legends with number 30 something? Well, obvious choice, and hopefully my next team in my third season. Of course, it's still a lot. I mean, it's still a long way away. Would be the Houston Rockets, who we are playing now, of course, with the number 34, the dream and the best center ever, in my opinion, Hakeem Olajuwon. Now, of course, I would be playing power forward, but that's not really a problem, because actually it's either Omar Ashik or Chandler Parsons who I would have to replace if I ask for a trade and the trade goes through. And if I mean, the team would be perfect, because they have excellent guards and they have an excellent center, Dwight Howard. But the thing is that Dwight Howard doesn't really play that many minutes in the game. Actually, in this video you will see that he scores like 2 points when I'm on the court. I mean, yeah, at the moment he's on the court, but he's really not a factor, actually. So I really can imagine myself being a power forward slash backup center for Dwight Howard. Just a nice putback now that we mention it. So that would be my third season goal, and to achieve that, of course, I would need to cap everything related to post play. My blocking is already improving, and later I will get eraser. So maybe I would need, like, of course, post proficiency. I don't know about level 3 post proficiency, because I'm reading comments in forums that level 3 signature skills seem to be bugged in some cases, at least finishers, so I don't really want that. Just a bit spoiler alert, I will very soon get level 2 post proficiency, so that would be done. But then I would get like a defensive anchor and post fadeaway, post everything, post hook, post offense, post defense, of course, blocks and everything to cap, to kind of relive the moment of number 34 for the Houston Rockets, Hakeem Olajuwon. But then comes the really interesting part, because of course I could play as number 33 for the Knicks, meaning Patrick Ewing, but quite honestly he didn't do, I mean, it would be very similar to my first season with the Heat. So Patrick Ewing wasn't really that much different from Alonzo Mourning. Actually, I believe Alonzo Mourning was better, because he had almost the same success, but Alonzo Mourning was like, I don't know, 3 inches shorter than Patrick Ewing. So I don't really want to play as Patrick Ewing, and I don't really like the Knicks particularly. I also don't want to play as number 32 for either Orlando Magic or the Lakers, meaning I don't want to play as Shaq, because quite honestly Shaq was like a freak of nature physically, and I cannot, and even if I could, I wouldn't want to like increase my height and weight to be like him. And other than that, he really was an inside presence, defense, of course, blocking and everything, but he, of course, didn't really have like a mid-range shot or anything. And I would also have to almost, well, it's impossible, of course, but I would also have to like lower my my free throw to like 20. My free throw attribute to actually be as bad in free throws as him. So I don't really want to play as or relive the moments of Shaq. So what other legends are left? And leave the comments or leave some suggestions in the comments, of course, if you have other suggestions. But three other players I could think about. First of all, number 31, I believe, for the Utah Jazz, the mailman, Karl Malone. If I wanted to play as him, I would have to go for like Bruiser, because he was completely built like a bodybuilder. And also I would have to go for, I don't know the exact name of it, but pick and roll outlet or something like that, because that was like 50% of the game that they had, what he had. And just look at this. I mean, how could I miss that layup? Anyway, so pick and roll outlet, which would be interesting. So that's an option, but of course only if Kobe Bryant leaves the Utah Jazz, because I really don't want to play with Kobe Bryant. And there are two more, even more interesting players, legends. Number 31, Reggie Miller for the Indiana Pacers, or number 33 for the Boston Celtics, Larry Bird. Now these two players would be, like, one of them, of course, would be my choice, because most probably actually Reggie Miller, because he was more athletic than the white giant whose feet never left the ground, or something. That I think that's something like they said about him. So his vertical was like 2 inches for Larry Bird, I mean. But for them, of course, it would be very interesting and very challenging, because as a power forward, my 3-point shot, or athletic power forward, I mean, my 3-point shot is capped, I believe, at 70. So to actually play like Reggie Miller, I would need all these signature skills that I can get that could improve my jump shots, meaning like corner specialist, dead eye, maybe even shot creator, and of course I would need to cap my 3-point shot. So that sounds like an interesting challenge, but of course that's a long way away, because I'm already only in my second season. I'm moving at a nice pace, but first is the first goal, of course, is Defensive Player of the Year and the reincarnation of Scottie Pippen for the Bulls. So these are my plans for the future. Thank you for watching this video, and hope to see you next time.